Hi dear fans, friends and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. Welcome to this edition of the Cricket Happenings show as usual. Well, as far as today's Cricket Happening show is concerned, what we are really looking at today is just one game, and that is coming up tomorrow. As you know, Sri Lanka and South Africa, the first test match. South Africa, they registered their maiden test win when they actually, Hashim Amla in his maiden captaincy actually got the first win in his very first test match as captain. Hashim Amla getting a victory for South Africa, and there couldn't be more sweeter memories for Hashim Amla and the South African team after defeating Sri Lanka in the first test match in wonderful fashion. Now the focus is shifting on to the second test match. Now Sri Lanka have just one test because this is a two test match series, dear friends and subscribers, and Sri Lanka have to hit the right now I would say that Sri Lanka have to hit the track running right now, because if they are going to lose this particular test match, then South Africa definitely, even if the match is going to be a draw, South Africa would have registered their series win against Sri Lanka. But Sri Lanka definitely would be determined to actually prove that wrong and also get up the, level the series. Now this is the second test match we are talking about, which is going to be starting at the Sinhala Sports Ground, Sinhala Sports Club ground, which is known as the SSC very fondly, and it is going to be played, the second test match and the second and final test match. And so for South Africa, well, they are going with all guns blazing, no doubt about that, but we are waiting for a wonderful test match to start tomorrow. Well, just looking at this game, I'm going to do a brief preview of this particular game. Now SSC, what one has seen as far as the history goes, is that all the matches that have been played there in the past have actually resulted in draws. Whether there will be an outcome in this particular test match, that remains to be seen. Also, normally at this time of the year in Sri Lanka, in this particular place, there definitely seems to be rain. So probably it would keep the seamers interested in the initial part of the game, so probably in the morning session. And then for Sri Lanka, the best bet would be, according to me, if at all they want to win this test match, is to get the spin bowlers to really come to the fore. Now, keeping that in mind, one does not know what is the ploy as far as the Sri Lankan Cricket Board is concerned. Have they decided to have a turning track? One has to wait and watch. But that is the only best bet, according to me, for Sri Lanka, if at all they want to make a real bid to actually win the second test match and level the series. Now looking at the Sri Lankan team, now one thing that I would immediately like to tell is that they had a problem with two people. One was because of injury, the other one was because of form. Well, I have been saying that all through in my preview, that Dinesh Chandimal is one who is falling easy prey as far as a bouncer is concerned. He's an impulsive hooker, and he is not able to resist the temptation to hook the ball, and whenever he hooks, the ball goes into the hands of the fielder. But I'm sure Dinesh Chandimal, to my mind, is a very talented player. I'm sure he's going to come back to the Sri Lankan team. It's all a matter, because they have touted him as the Sri Lankan T20 captain, as you would remember. So I'm sure Dinesh Chandimal definitely is a talented, he's young, and I'm sure he's going to take advantage of all the experienced hands in Sri Lankan cricket to get that hook shot either going at full tilt or probably knowing how to get away from a bouncer. So now that is something that he needs to learn his lessons, and I'm sure Dinesh Chandimal, being a very talented bloke, would definitely learn his lessons pretty quickly. But well, right now he has been in the horror of forms. The problem for him has been the bouncer, that has been the impulsive hooking that he has been doing, and the pace bowlers have been really preying on that big weaknesses of Dinesh Chandimal, and that saw Dinesh Chandimal being removed out of the team, and he has been sent and demoted to the England A team. So I'm sure he will try to rectify that fault that he had over there probably. Now, as far as Dinesh Chandimal is concerned, who is gone, the change that Sri Lanka has brought about is yesterday, as I told you, that they have brought an uncapped player by the name Niroshon Dikwala, who is young. He's just 21 years of age, and I'm told he's a very aggressive player in the top of the order, and he's an uncapped player and seems to be a very good talent. So he has been brought on. So he would be taking Dinesh Chandimal's place, and not only would be taking Dinesh Chandimal's place as far as batting is concerned, but he's also the wicketkeeper of the team. So probably one would see Niroshon Dikwala actually making his test debut as a wicketkeeper batsman. So that is something, the changes that Sri Lanka has brought about. One has to see how Niroshon Dikwala does behind the stumps and whether he is able to contribute in any big manner on his debut test. So good luck to Niroshon Dikwala. Now the other change for Sri Lanka, or the other problem for Sri Lanka, has been the pace. Now Shaminda Aranga, according to me, is a very good bowler. He's a hit the deck bowler, and unfortunately he was injured and he couldn't bowl many overs at all. In fact, the second innings he couldn't bowl. So that has been a sort of a big setback for Sri Lanka, because they would have definitely have loved to have Suranga Lakmal and Shaminda Aranga bowling in tandem. But now Shaminda Aranga, because of injury, is out, and in comes Dhammika Prasad. Now Dhammika Prasad, you would remember that in the game against England, he really had England innings in tatters in the last test match when Sri Lanka played against England. So Dhammika Prasad would be keenly watched. So Dhammika Prasad gets an opportunity here because of the absence of Shaminda Aranga. So he would be partnering Suranga Lakmal with the new ball now. And for Sri Lanka, as I told, the only best bet for them would be the spinners. Now, if they have prepared a turning track, Rangana Herath would be someone who would be someone that South Africa would like to not play, because if there's a turning track, Rangana Herath could cause real havoc. And also they have Dilruwan Pereira, of what we have been seeing. He has been improving as a very good bowler. He's a right arm off spinner, and I thought he has bowled splendidly, and he definitely has not given the South Africans to really I would say he has really bowled well against the South Africans. Now looking at the batting, well, the batting, Upul Taranga, he had one good innings, I thought. In fact, Upul Taranga first innings he played well, second innings he failed. Kaushal Silva and Kumar Sangakkara played well. Mahela Jayawardene would be definitely, we wanted to play a good innings here. Lairu Thirimani, always a good talent. So and Angelo Matthews, well, what to say about Angelo Matthews? He has been a central figure as far as Sri Lankan cricket is concerned, and he has always been delivering the goods for Sri Lanka. And whether it is a losing cause, it's a winning cause, Angelo Matthews always stands absolutely firm over there. And once again, Angelo Matthews would be expected to do something of something really big to turn around the Sri Lankan fortunes. Well, now let's have a look at the South African team. South African team, well, as I said, they are going with all guns blazing. One does not see any I mean, normally, once the team wins, always a winning combination is something that every team likes to retain. Well, I'm sure South Africa also is going to do the same. Now, Dean Elgar had a very good match. In fact, he had a century. Alfred Peterson could probably play much better than what he did. Hashim Amla as a captain, well, he definitely had something big happening for him as a captain. South Africa under his reign has started off on the right note, but Hashim Amla himself, as far as batting is concerned, unfortunately didn't flower. So he would be hoping that the confidence that has happened to his particular to his mindset because of the victory, I'm sure Hashim Amla would be wanting to probably play some big innings here. Du Plessis contributed in his own way. De Villiers has looked good. Quinton de Kock also has been playing well. Dumini went and scored a century, coming in at number 7. So that really talks about a tremendous depth in this South African outfit. And then they have the all-rounders coming in. Vernon Philander, definitely classified an all-rounder. Couldn't do much on this particular pitch here in Sri Lanka, but would be probably wanting to pick up wickets and really show what he is capable of. Dale Steyn, we all know how he and Mone Morkel, we are a lethal combination as far as South African pace bowling is concerned. They did a wonderful job in smoking out the Sri Lankans in the second innings. And then Imran Tahir was a very, very improved bowler, even though he was not amongst the wickets as far as the for the first test match was concerned. But he's always a threat, no doubt about it. It's a trump card for South Africa. If at all the pitch turns, Imran Tahir could also be someone who is not going to be easy for the Lankans to deal with. So probably if Sri Lanka is going to prepare a turning track, it could also be that they still have some real battle against South Africa, because Imran Tahir, if given a turning pitch, is also going to be very, very deadly according to me, because as a leg spinner, always when on turning tracks, could be a very, very difficult proposition to counter. So that ends up my preview. So we are looking out for a very good test match happening tomorrow at the SSC. And as I said, the final test match for South Africa. Well, for Hashim Amla, that would be great. He has already won the first test match. If he could either win the match, or if South Africa could win the match, or the match could end in a draw, well, Hashim Amla would be happy, because that would be a test series win on his very first test series as captain. So he would really add a feather to his cap there. And as far as Sri Lanka are concerned, they would definitely like to give some joy to the home fans by trying to square the series. So all in all, we look forward to a very good game of cricket coming up in the second and final test match, which is going to be starting at the Sinhala Sports Club ground here in Colombo. Well, from here, let me head towards some cricket news before I end my cricket happening show. Now, as far as cricket, as far as the other news is concerned, as far as the like cricket news is concerned, the news which is coming in from New Zealand, I'm afraid I have to say that it's not some good news. And Kane Williamson has been in some good form with the bat, no doubt about that. And right now, as you know, Kane Williamson of New Zealand has actually made his spot permanent in the Sri Lanka, in the New Zealand mix of things. But it's very, very sad to see that Kane Williamson, a very, very useful off spinner, has been banned by the ICC, because the ICC has found that his bowling action has been deemed to be illegal, which is very sad. But Kane Williamson, I'm sure that is not something which is going to affect his batting, and he really, really plays on well, because I'm sure Williamson is definitely in the form of his life right now as far as batting is concerned. Well, from here, I'm just trying to see whether there's any cricket news. Well, dear fans and subscribers, I think that really sums up my cricket happening show for today. Well, it's all happening tomorrow at the SSC, and I'll be there definitely to give you a first day's play report on the second test match between Sri Lanka and South Africa, to be played in Colombo. Well, dear fans and subscribers, that really concludes this cricket happening show of mine. I've been really happy to see a lot of subscribers coming in, a lot of cooperation. It's been done with a lot of enthusiasm. Really love doing this. As I said, you dear friends and subscribers are the ones who make this cricket happening show, and you are the ones who are responsible for this tremendous success of this cricket happening show. Well, with a very big thank you to all dear friends and subscribers of Cricket Happenings, your host Ram is about to take leave, and by promising you that I'll be back with a full day's play report, or the first day's play on the close. I'll be giving you a report on the first day's play between Sri Lanka and South Africa in the second and final test match, which is going to be happening at the SSC tomorrow in Colombo. Until then, it's a big goodbye from all my dear friends and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. Thank you.